This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the Dover Liberty Book Club.
We're going to start tonight by actually talking about one of these issues that really affects the liberty community, because this is a show that focuses on the ideas of freedom. And we've got Irina Goddard with us. She is on the line in New Hampshire on the AMP lines. Good evening.
Well, I'm calling in today because we have made the Free State Project has made an announcement today, and it's getting out into the world. The Liberty Forum, which is a winter event that the Free State Project has put on now for, I believe, 4 years, that was scheduled for February of 2011, is being canceled. So I am actually quite sad.
Me too.
That we came to this decision, but it's unfortunate, but it's going to be canceled.
Well, at one time, were you not the organizer of the Liberty Forum, like the very first one? Or second,
That's right,
second?
I was. So it's close to my heart, and I really loved the last, like I said, 4 events. It brought a lot of people from all over the country to New Hampshire. It gave us an opportunity to, all liberty-friendly people to kind of get together, see what's going on, and frankly see the momentum that has been going on in New Hampshire, and collaborate on who's involved with what organizations and how far we're getting. And it was very, very successful the last 4 years. So, anyway, so that's really why I called in today. It's
especially sad news to happen right before Christmas.
The cancellation, a little bit, the cancellation in February.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Last night I'd mentioned that the event was in jeopardy, and apparently I was surprised that the decision was made this quickly. Two days ago, they were starting to talk about how the event was in jeopardy of not happening because there hadn't been enough tickets sold yet. But my point was that it hadn't really been promoted yet in any significant fashion, or at least I didn't feel like it had. Nobody had really asked us to jump on board and start talking about it. We had started talking about it, but not as consistently as maybe we could have. And so I feel like there wasn't really a chance to kind of make things right or to promote the fact that the event was in trouble, that the carpet was pulled right out from under it. But then again, I've also heard that I guess somebody dropped the ball with organizing it and just didn't have things where they needed to be here at this point in the process of making things happen. And I think it's unfortunate. Obviously, the blame in some cases is going to be placed on the economy, but the economy wasn't so great last year either, and there was a kick-butt Liberty Forum this year.
Well, when you put together or organize these type of events, there's many factors that come into play, and I mean, as you said a little bit, marketing is part of it. It's also getting the right speakers. It's starting early. It is, just kind of getting everything together. And it is a huge event, and there is a tremendous amount of work in putting it together. And it really isn't a one-man show. It is a group of people that really have to work very closely together to pull something like this off. So it's very difficult to point to one single thing of why it has come for us to cancel it. But it really is a combination. I do think that part of the reason is maybe the organization didn't get started early enough. That's one thing. Another big reason is that at this point we have a fair amount of early registration numbers coming in, and that has not been in place. And when you organize these type of events, usually you make a deal with the hotel. Anyway, the risks were much bigger than the progress that has been made up to this point.
What's going to happen now, Irina? Is there going to be one next year? There's been some talk. I mean, as far as from the Free State Project's kind of from their perspective, what's the plan?
Well, the thing is that these events, whether it's Liberty Forum, which we have in the winter, or PorcFest in the summer, they really are about celebrating and coming together, of various people to make us move forward.
Because the Liberty Forum has been an incredibly successful event over the last 4 years here in the wintertime in New Hampshire, and it draws people from literally all around the world. People will travel here for the purpose of, I believe the number one reason to come is to get together with other like-minded people. The speakers are nice.
That's my primary motivation for coming myself.
They usually have a nice lineup of sort of big-name speakers within the liberty movement. Some of you might recognize John Stossel as a name. I mean, if you've never connected in the liberty movement, you wouldn't recognize most of the names I would bring up. But John Stossel's a pretty big name. Andrew Napolitano from Fox News. Ron Paul was there, right. So, I mean, there's sometimes some pretty heavy hitters at this particular event, and there have been over the past 4 years. So it just, I mean, having those people, certainly I think that draws a number of folks. Having the big names, that helps, obviously. But for me, at least, and as you say, for you, Dale, or Dalebert rather, the number one reason is to interact with other like-minded people, to socialize, to get to know folks, to brainstorm, to talk about freedom and issues that are important to us, and what we can do, and what's next, and all of that. That's my most important reason for going.
And a lot of parties.
The parties are nice too, but it's overall been an amazingly successful event, drawing hundreds and hundreds of people. I think well over 500 people. And one of the former organizers is with us here tonight, Irina Goddard, to unfortunately announce the demise of the event. Maybe a temporary demise, but that remains to be seen. The 2011 Liberty Forum has been canceled, which is unfortunate. Irina, what are some of the numbers? I mean, over the last 4 years, how has the Liberty Forum grown? How many hundreds of people do we see in a weekend at this event?
Oh, it has definitely grown. It started with, I want to say, around 300 people, and I'm pretty sure that last year that was doubled. So over the past 4 years, I mean, we have every year got more and more people there. I mean, it's actually phenomenal. I have to say that it's been a wonderful, wonderful event, and like you guys said, it's really for people to come and meet other like-minded individuals and talk about and motivate them, motivate each other, and frankly talk about when they're going to be moving to New Hampshire.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the Dover Liberty Book Club. In addition to eating lots of pastries and drinking lots of coffee, they are dedicated to learning about the basic principles which explain our current economic and social situation. And speaking of economic situations, you'll be glad to know most of the books they read are free. Dover Liberty Book Club.